Hello, my gorgeous sister, and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta, and I am your host. And today's episode is on transforming your life inside out, because that's the only way to transform your life from the new earth perspective. And that's what we will be diving into. I'm going to work through three points that I want to bring up in this video as to what you have to pay attention to in this process of this transformation that you are the boss of. You are the big kahuna of yourself. You're the authority of this temple that you are meant to transform on the inside. But before we dive in, hello. How are you, my gorgeous? I hope you are well. Happy solstice. Happy summer solstice. It is Friday the 20th. And are we ready for warm summer nights? Pool parties, barbecues, beach. Are we ready? I'm ready. I'm all here for it. So let's dive in. Oh, by the way, and of course today, if you're listening to this podcast today or in a few days or even weeks, right? Think of the summertime and this solstice onset as a transition, as a opening into the new you, an opening into the evolved you, an opening into the transformed you. Of course, we are always transforming. We will endlessly and forever be transforming while in human form. But think of yourself as this ever-transforming being that you now want to actively steer in the right direction. And let's dive right in from here. Transforming yourself on the inside. You are in charge. And so when we think of this earth plane, even though we are ascending and even though we are moving ourselves into the new earth experience, Earth has been a very dense place, a very low vibrational place. Now, when we think of the higher vibrational dimensions, everything there in these higher dimensions manifests immediately. Every thought you think, boom, it manifests because it's so light, it's so high vibrational. You are in that high vibrational existence. Otherwise, you couldn't be there. And because you are in that high vibrational existence, every thought, every heart's desire immediately manifests. You think you want to dip into a different dimension, boom, you're in it. You think you want to check on a family member that you left behind on earth, boom, there they are. Versus here on earth, on this dense plane, because even though we're manifesting the new earth, it's still dense. It's still very dense in comparison. And here, because of the density, not everything manifests right away. As a matter of fact, in comparison to the higher dimensions, here on earth, everything takes a pretty long time to manifest. Yeah, and that is a good thing. That is a very good thing, because imagine every single thought manifesting. Every negative word somebody speaks manifesting right away. This earth wouldn't even exist anymore, right? So it is a protection for us souls while we are playing human and while we have been playing human in this experience. So this was all a good thing, and this was all a part of the journey, and it was all a part of the process. Now, we are now in this much, much, much higher consciousness where things are going to start manifesting faster, because the ones of us that are evolving and transforming and ascending are now holding higher vibrations. And when we are in these higher vibrational frequencies, we now manifest more quickly. Not as quickly as in the high dimensional experiences, but in comparison to the density that we're used to, faster, much faster. And so understanding that now that we are ascending and you are ascending and you are moving into your new earth manifestation creator mode, looking at yourself, realizing that this is not who you are. This human vessel, you, that's just the temple, right? It's the temple that is housing your soul. It's the beautiful, beautiful vessel, the temple space. And this physical temple of yours, this human form, is deeply, deeply, deeply patterned. Deeply patterned. Everything is a patterning. Everything is a patterning. From fearful thinking, from negative thinking, to knee-jerk reactions, to addictions, to coping mechanisms, to defense mechanisms. Every single thing is a pattern. We are patterned to the deepest of our biology, because patterning is not just thinking, it's not just neurowiring in the brain. Patterning is also the body's consciousness, the body's memory, it's the ego body, it's also chemical production. If somebody is used to drama, which that's a pattern, and they have lived drama or have been around drama, it is something that has patterned into their experience. It is the hypothalamus in the brain that produces drama chemicals that rush through the bloodstream and feed the cells. The cells have receptors that fit these drama chemicals. That's how deeply you are patterned. People go through withdrawals, releasing patterns, evolving patterns, clearing patterns, right? So for example, drama, great example. Somebody who's used to so much drama, they cut it out of their lives. The subconscious will keep bringing it back in until they have said no to it over and over and over and over again, because it is through the repetition and the choice. The choice. It's all about the choice that you reinforce to yourself the new. This is why I said in the beginning, think of yourself as this summer, this onset, this new beautiful time in your life as an opportunity for you to now make different choices, for you to choose differently, for you to understand that everything is patterned, everything within you is patterned, but as deeply patterned as you may very well be, new patterns form quickly. And this is the saving grace. This is the wonderful, wonderful opportunity for you to really hold on to. Patterns form very quickly, very quickly. And so use that to your advantage. And this is really the first thing I want to talk about. Keep reminding yourself of that. Focus on the new patterns that you want to instill. Focus on yourself over and over and over again in terms of the new ways in which you want to imprint. Because just because we're stepping into the fourth or fifth or sixth dimensional consciousness doesn't mean we're not going to be patterned. This human vessel is always going to be patterned because that's the way this earth plane is set up. So you are now in charge. You are the authority over this temple that you get to repattern. You get to now start patterning to your choice. You now get to start patterning in a way that you want to be, the way that you want to show up. And so the more that you bring your attention to how you want to think, on how you want to respond, on how you want to give to yourself, on how you want to love and nurture yourself, on how you want to be in your standards for your worth, on how you want to choose for this worth, that's what I want you to make your practice. All summer long, make summer your new creation of yourself. So don't use summer to fall back into old patterns. Don't use summer just because it's a fun time to play out the old patterns. Use summer to bring the fun and the freedom and the empowerment into the new patterns. Because, and this is the second point, it's all about choices. Everything is about choices, because when you think of yourself as this infinite being, here consciously being the authority of yourself, here consciously choosing to elevate and ascend yourself. You have concepts, you have downloads, you have visions, you have knowing, you have so much information coming in through all sensories and all sides. And for example, you don't want to be in drama any longer. You don't want to engage or indulge in drama any longer. And so how do you really make it so? Like I said before, through the choices. You have to say no to it over and over and over again. And this doesn't mean you're judging other people. No. It doesn't mean you're judging yourself either. No. It's just simply understanding. It's about you understanding that you observe and you catch the people that want to bring drama into your life. And you rise above, no matter the temptation, no matter how fun they may seem. And you say, sorry, I already have plans. Another time, maybe, right? So you need to make it important for you to very consciously choose for yourself to anchor in. See, choices actually anchor in the upgrades. Choices anchor in the higher vibration. It is the choices you are making in commitment to yourself over and over and over again that will anchor in and embody more of your light. You can think to yourself until the cows come home, oh, I don't want to do drama anymore. All this drama in my life. I'm so tired of the drama. It's exhausting. It's draining my energy. I don't want to do drama any longer. You can say this to yourself 1 billion times. Nothing is going to change. Your vibration is not going to elevate just because you're thinking it or because you're saying it to yourself. The people are going to keep wanting to come into your sphere and bring drama. Nothing is going to change. The knowledge doesn't change a thing. Nothing changes until you make the choices, until you choose for what it is that you want, until you choose an alignment with this thinking. You've got to choose an alignment with, I don't want to do drama anymore. I don't want to have people that are all about drama any longer in my life. And then you choose this. You say no. No judgment, no guilt, no blame. You simply keep choosing for your peace. You keep choosing for your standard. You keep choosing for your vibration. And the more that you choose it over and over and over again, the stronger you will and clearer you will become in your energy, because now you're actually in alignment, you're coherent now. And because you're choosing this and because you're staying committed to yourself now, only now, more of your light embodies. Only now you are raising your vibration. Only now you begin to feel stronger and more fearless and more authentically empowered. Only now that you keep making these choices that are in alignment with what it is that you want for yourself, are you now going to notice the change, the shifts, the vibration that you're holding, how you're feeling lighter and more open and more relaxed and more peaceful. And don't get me wrong, there's always resistance. Every new choice, every change is going to have some resistance attached to it. And then this resistance is going to fuel your thought patterns. And your thought pattern could say, oh, I could use a little fun. Why don't I call so-and-so? It's always so fun going out with her. It's always so fun. There's always something going on when we go out. And then you have to catch that and be like, okay. It doesn't mean you're supposed to call them. It doesn't mean you're supposed to do that. Even if your thinking says, oh, what about just a little bit of fun? I've been so good. Let me have a little bit of fun. It's okay, just once. And you have to recognize that, because that choice, right? If you would really call this person, now you're setting yourself back. And maybe you need to set yourself back because you just need to get that lesson one more time. Maybe you need to have such a drama-filled night that you're so sick of it. And then you say to yourself, holy smokes, I can't believe I did that. I will never do that again. See, sometimes when we're not yet strong enough to stick to the choice, and we let our resistance and we let our ego allure us into the old energy, the old choice, the old way, that's a test. That's a test. And it means you haven't fully embodied the lesson. It means you haven't fully embodied and anchored in the new choice. Right? And so that's okay. If that happens, forgive yourself. Learn the lesson, because otherwise, if you don't, you'll get sucked right back into the old way. You'll get sucked right back into the old pattern, the old energy, because it still holds more power. See, only when you keep choosing the new, only when you keep choosing for what you want, will that grow and then finally become bigger and more powerful than the old. In the beginning, the old energy, the old pattern is going to be stronger and more powerful than the few small choices you've taken. right? There's few steps you've taken. And so this is something to be very aware of. The old energy, the old pattern is going to hold a lot of power. Remember, it's anchored into your biology. It's anchored into your nervous system. It's anchored into your ego body. It's anchored into your subconscious mind, right? It's neural wiring in your brain. It's chemical production that feeds your cells. So sometimes when you've made this new choice a bunch of times, but then the resistance comes back and the ego comes back and it just wants you to take that step back, right? It wants you to take that step back so bad. And this is kind of like the moment. This is that moment, that pivotal moment. Everything else was just preparation. But this is the pivotal moment. Are you strong enough in yourself to recognize this temptation? Are you strong enough to say and recognize that this is just ego? It's just old way of thinking. It's just old wanting to be entertained and filling a void of some sort. Are you strong enough in this moment to recognize it and to see it for what it is? And then look it in the face. Look at, like, imagine its energy that you're looking in the face of and you're saying, I see you, but no, it's not worth it for me. It's not worth it for me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Go away. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And in that moment, at that pivotal moment, when you're stronger than the old energy, when you're stronger than that old pull, when you're stronger than the ego voice, that's when you're taking this choice into embodiment. This is the time when you will just level it out, and this is when you grow the new. This is when you embody how you really want to show up for yourself. This is when you anchor in how you choose to take care of yourself, how you choose to be the authority of this temple, how you choose to be the caretaker of this temple, how you choose to be the boss of you and the patterning, being so strong in yourself, so clear, so in observation that you know the old voice from the new way. Because the new way is not going to have a voice just yet. It's not a strong pattern yet, remember? So you have to now be that support. You have to nurture that. You have to hold that sacred. You have to hold that like a tiny little baby, that not just any stranger gets to take out for the night. You have to protect it. You are its guardian. You are the guardian of your becoming. You are the guardian of your new earth self. Yes, and so for you to be so clear, for you to be so strong, for you to be so aware, that's gonna strengthen you to the utmost degree. That is going to make you feel so empowered. That is going to make you feel like you're free, because freedom is not about the external. Freedom is the ability to choose for yourself. Freedom is the ability to choose for what you want. Freedom is the ability to hold space for and protect and guard and nurture your becoming. One more thing. This is the third thing I want to touch on in today's episode. So I had a session this morning and it was very, very, very awesome. It was very inspiring because we were talking about, she's well on her way, on her ascension path. super, super, super connected. And so, she was kind of like talking about, well, free will, free will. What about free will? I've got free will, right? I can choose whatever I want in the end. I mean, it's free will. And I said to her, not anymore. Not for you, it isn't. Yeah, maybe for the ego-driven people, that's still free will, sure. What is free will? Free will is ego. Free will is the ego running the show. Not for somebody who's on the ascension path. It's not. Not for me, it's not. I don't have free will any longer. If I wanted to choose free will, if I wanted to go on my ego trip, my vibration would drop. My light, my guards, my guardians, my goddesses, my guides, everybody would probably be like, what the heck is she doing? Let's throw some hurdles in the way. Let's pull a rug out from underneath her. Let's get her sick. Let's do something quick, quick, quick. Free will is the illusion. There is no such thing as free will. Free will is a sign for unconsciousness. When you are in your ascension, when you are working toward your inner transformation and wanting to be in the new earth experience, you are your soul. And you only are choosing from your soul, for your soul. You're only choosing from your light for your light. You listen to your soul. When you're on your ascension path, you don't let your ego run the show any longer. When you are in your light embodiment and in your light connection, in your goddess embodiment, you serve the light. You are of service to the transformation of the planet. Does this mean life will become boring? No. Does this mean you will not enjoy life anymore? No. Does this mean you are going to have to do things that you don't want to do? No. No, put that out of your head. Tell your ego thoughts to bugger off. None of that is the case. None of that is the truth. When you are in your goddess, when you are in your light alignment, when you are your embodiment of your divine self, you're the happiest you could be. You're the freest you could be. You're the utmost gratitude you could be. Because everything that's manifesting into your life is manifesting into your life for you. And because it's manifesting for you, because you are of service to the light, you're of service to the transformation of the planet, there is no nilly-willy manifestation going on any longer. There is no coincidence. When you are in your goddess, whatever comes into your life, whomever you're being with, however you're feeling called to work or connect or live, it comes from your light. It is you choosing this. It is you choosing this from your light, as the light, with the light, for the light, which means you're gonna love it. The manifestations that come into your life are going to spark your soul to such deep levels. At this level, ego satisfaction is boring. Been there, done that. so tired of it. No, thank you. No, thank you. You guys go ahead. Have fun over there. I'll have fun over here. You know? And again, it doesn't mean you won't have fun. You're going to have more fun. You're going to be so much more present to the fun, to the enjoyment, to the truth, to the connectivity, to the magic. You don't ever, ever, ever have to ever, I was going to say indulge, but if you still need to indulge that way of thinking, think it through. It's okay. Think it through. You know, think it. I invite you to, as a matter of fact, think it through. What is free will? Right? Think it through for yourself. Understanding that free will was a part of this earth realm and still is. Yes, but free will, it can't exist in the new earth. There is nothing in the new earth that is of that free will, because new earth is a soul guided manifestation, and it is you choosing from your soul, for your soul, as the soul. It is you choosing as the light, for the light, with the light. That is the will. There's only one will, and that is your true self will. And then we could think of it as the evolved will, the new will. Savvy? But, one more, there's this wonderful image that I would always get in the past about what free will actually means. And it's the illusion, right? Free will is the illusion, and it's kind of like a dog chasing its own tail. Have you ever seen that? When a dog keeps running in circles, chasing its own tail, right? It's choosing, thinking you're so free to choose whatever you want. Any indulging, just keep choosing it until there is no way out. Right? That is the illusion. It is the lack of consciousness, the lack of connection. That is the old paradigm of free will, when there is really only one will, and that is your divine will. All right, my gorgeous. Ponder that. Happy summer solstice. Make it a little ritual for yourself. Again, whether you see this today, hear this today, or weeks from now, it doesn't matter. You create your own ritual. You create your own timing for yourself. Be free. Be so the authority of yourself that you shift your patterns. You commit to the becoming. And get ready for all and more than the little ego thinking could ever imagine was possible. Good. From here, as always, please do like, share, and subscribe. And I am grateful for your energy, for your time on this platform. I am grateful for your light. And with big hugs and kisses to you and yours. Ciao for now.